بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فإن دخل بها فلها مهر مثلها ولا يزال على المسمى عندنا خلافا للزفر رحمة الله عليه. So, we're talking about nikah fasid, right? So we said that if there's khalwat, then still she won't get meher because that khalwat is not sahih, right? But what happens now? So if he makes dukhul with her, then for her is her meher misal, and it won't be increased over the mentioned amount according to us. Contrary to Imam Zufar, هو يعتبر بالبيع الفاسد. He makes qiyas on a fasid bay. Just as in a fasid bay, you need to pay the value of the item. You understand? Uh, then whatever amount it reaches. So likewise here, in a fasid nikah, you need to pay meher misal even if it goes higher than the musamma. But what we said, you won't go higher than the musamma. ولنا أن المستوفى ليس بمال. Our dalil is that which has been received in full is not wealth. In other words, the manafi of the Buddha, it's not wealth. It's a benefit, but it's not wealth, right? وَإِنَّمَا يُتَقَوَّمُ بِالتَّسْمِيَةِ. However, it got some value with the tasmiyah. How did it get value when you said, I'm marrying you? Even though it was a fasid nikah, you said, I'm marrying you for 1,000, for example, right? فَإِذَا زَادَتْ عَلَى مَهْرِ الْمِثْلِ لم يجب الزيادة لعدم صحة التسمية. So if that tasmiyah is more than the meher misal, right, then the extra will not be wajib because of the tasmiyah not being correct. You got that now? So if the tasmiyah is more than the meher misal, then the extra, whatever is above the meher misal to the tasmiyah, say the meher misal is 1,000, tasmiyah is 1,500. So that extra 500 won't become wajib. Why? Because the tasmiyah wasn't correct because it's a fasid nikah. Right. وإن نقصت لم تجب الزيادة على المسمى لعدم التسمية. And if it is less than the meher misal, in other words, the tasmiyah is 1,000, meher misal 1,500, then the extra 500 over the musamma won't become wajib due to there not being a tasmiyah. Because there's no tasmiyah. There wasn't tasmiyah for 1,005. The tasmiyah was for 1,000. Right. Right. Bikhilafil bay'i. So basically, they're looking at it from two angles. One is they're saying is that this Manafi Buddha got its value via tasmiyah. But at the end of the day, they're still giving whatever is the lesser of the two. If the Mehri Misal is lesser of the two, you give Mehri Misal. If the tasmiyah is the lesser of the two, you give tasmiyah. This is what the end result is, right? بخلاف contrary to the sale now لأنه مال متقوم في نفسه فيتقدر بدله بقيمته. Contrary to a sale now, because that is wealth which is of value within itself. In other words, when you do a sale now, and although you did a facet sale, right, but the thing that you sold was wealth. You understand? It's got its value in itself, right? It didn't have to get a value via something else. In the previous case, in the case of the Manafi of the Buddha, it's not wealth within itself. It is got its value via tasmiyah. You understand it? Right. So in Bay, that thing is wealth within itself. So its exchange will be calculated with its value. Right. وعليها العدة إلحاقا للشبهة بالحقيقة في موضع الاحتياط وتحرزا عن اشتباه النسب. And upon her is iddat, right? In others, in all these cases here now, right? She's going to have to observe iddat. Even though that khalwat was not sahih. You understand it? Then still there must be iddat. Why? Joining up that the doubtful nikah with the real nikah in the place of out of precaution. So just like in a real nikah, if they went into khalwat, right, there is iddat. Likewise, in this doubtful nikah, which is a nikah fasid, right? If they went into khalwat, there will be iddat, even though there won't be any meher. In a real nikah, if they went into khalwat, there will be full meher and iddat. In a fasid nikah, if they went into khalwat, there is no meher, but iddat out of precaution. وَتَحَرُّزًا عَنْ اشْتِبَاهِ النَّسَبِ, and to abstain from confusing the lineage. You understand it? Because remember, this lineage here, they know. They went into seclusion, right? Who? Husband, wife, right? Even though it was fasid. So they say, no, nothing happened. That's according to them. The onlooker, he thinks something happened. You understand? The third person, he thinks something happened. So therefore, he won't be happy to get married to her immediately unless she observes iddat, right? ويعتبر ابتداؤها من وقت التفريق لا من آخر الوطيات وهو الصحيح. And the beginning of the iddat will be considered from the time of the separation and not from the last wati. And this is the sahih qawl. So what they're saying now, nikah fasid took place, right? The man had wati with her. So now they need to break this nikah now because it was nikah fasid. So now they go to the qazi now. So when she going to start the iddat from? From the qazi declares them and separates them. And you won't consider the wati, the iddat from the last wati that they had. You won't start the wati from the iddat from that time. لأنها تجب باعتبار شبهة النكاح, because the iddat is wajib, right, on the consideration of a doubtful nikah. You understand? So yeah, doubtful nikah. So in other words, there was a nikah there. There was ijab and kubul, but maybe one witness less, right? So that made the nikah fasid. So the iddat became wajib on the consideration of a doubtful nikah. So there was a nikah, yeah, right? Warafuha bit tafriq, and removing that nikah is by separating them. So that last wati won't stand. You can't say they should be, there must have been other calls also. You understand it? That Imam Zufran says from the last wati that took place. So that last wati won't stand. Why? Because this whole iddat is wajib because a nikah took place. So till you don't remove that nikah, the iddat can't start. You understand it? Right. ويثبت نسب ولدها لأن النسب يحتاط في إثباته إحياء للولد. Right. And the nasab of her child will be established to that man because a lineage precaution is taken in establishing the lineage to give life to the child. Child without the father is like he's half dead. You understand it? Because he's got people teasing, the other children tease him. You understand it? Got no father. فيترتب على الثابت من وجه. So the lineage will be sequenced upon that which is established from one aspect also. So in other words, this nikah fasid is what is established from one aspect. You understand it? A nikah fasid is something that is established from one aspect, but it's not, because it's not a nikah sahih. So you can't say al sabiti min kulli wajhin, but you can say as-sabitu ala sabiti min wajhin. So this lineage, because precaution is taken in establishing it, so it will be established even from such sources which is just established from one angle only. Like in this case now, you understand it? The nikah is fasid, but the lineage will be established. وتعتبر مدة النسب من وقت الدخول عند محمد رحمة الله عليه وعليه الفتوى. And the period of nasab will be considered from the time of dukhul according to Imam Muhammad rahmatullah alayh, and upon it is the fatwa. So what it means here now, normally what do we say? That when a nikah sahih takes place, right? Within 6 months from the time the ijab and kubul, exactly to the hour, to the minute, 6 months from the time the ijab and kubul took place, if the child is born, is sabitun nasab. Right. So, however, in a nikah fasid, and this is the call of Imam Muhammad, that you'll take from the time of dukhul, from the time they had their first wati, 6 months from that time if a child is born, you say that child is sabitun nasab. وعليه الفتوى لأن النكاح الفاسد لأن النكاح الفاسد ليس بداع إليه, because a fasid nikah doesn't invite towards wati. A sahih nikah is like you having wati already. in a Sahih nikah. But a Fasid nikah, it just doesn't invite to wati because you're told not to make wati. You're told to break that nikah. You're not supposed to go forward with that nikah. You understand it? Right. Well, iqamatu bi i'tibarihi. And making a nikah stand in the place of wati is with the consideration of it being an inviter towards wati. Right? Wal iqamatu nikah maqam al wati. Making the nikah stand in the place of wati is on the consideration that the nikah is inviting towards wati. So in the nikah is sahih, that invites towards wati. So we say the ijab and kubuz already as if wati is taking place already. Right? But in the nikah fasid, because it doesn't invite towards wati, because wati is not permissible, right? We say it's as if there was nothing inviting towards wati. You got that now? Right. ومهر مثلها يعتبر بأخواتها وعماتها وبنات أعمامها. And her mehri misal. We always heard this word now, mehri misal. What is it? It will be considered, right, with her sisters and her paternal aunts and the daughters of her paternal uncles. Right? لقول ابن مسعود لها مهر مثل نسائها لا وكس وفي ولا شطط. Because of the call of Imam Mas'ud, radiallahu anhu, that for her is her meher of the likeness of her women. There won't be any decrease in it and there won't be any increase. وَهُنَّ أَقَارِبُ الْأَبِي. And they are the close relatives of the father. You understand? So you look at the father's family to get her meherim itself, not the mother's family. وَلِأَنَّ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ جِنْسِ قَوْمِ أَبِيهِ. And because a man is from the category of the tribe of his father. That's who you are, attributed to the tribe of your father, not your mother. وَقِيمَةُ الشَّيْءِ إِنَّمَا تُعْرَفُ بِالنَّظْرِ فِي قِيمَةِ جِنسِهِ. And the value of something will be known by looking to the value of its type. So you have to look at the women in a father's family, and you look at the women in a mother's family, because she is from the category of the tribe of her father. وَلَا يُعْتَبَرُ بِأُمِّهَا وَخَالَتِهَا إِذَا لَمْ تَكُونَا مِنْ قَبِيلَتِهَا لِمَا بَيَّنَّا. And it won't be considered with her mother and her maternal aunt when they are not from her tribe. You understand? Because of what we explained. In other words, if the mother is a cousin, yes, then you can say because now they all from the same tribe. You understand it? فإن كانت الأم من قوم أبيها بأن كانت بنت عمه فحينئذ يعتبر بمهرها لما أنها من قوم أبيها. So if the mother is from the tribe of her father, in this way that she is the daughter of his uncle, you know, the first cousins, daughter of his uncle, the first cousins, right? Then at that time, it will be considered with her meher. Then you can take the mother's meher into consideration now to gauge what is the meher of the daughter, right? Because of the fact that she is from the tribe of her father. She is from the tribe of her father. David, tell me. Hmm?